You're listening to Radio Mayapur with the best devotional, meditation, kirtan music, and inspirational podcast. This is Radio Mayapur.
Hare Krishna. This is Krishna Sevini, your host today on Radio Mayapur. Today we are very, very happy and very, very fortunate to have with us Her Grace Mandakini Devi Dasi. She was born in the movement. She was born on July 2001. She grew up in the movement and she has lived her life the first 12 years in UK and later shifted to Sridham Mayapur. So we have an interesting journey with her. She has recently graduated from Bachelor's in English. So today we are very, very happy to have Her Grace Mandakini Devi in our Radio Mayapur. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So Mataji, can you tell us a little bit about your background, where you belong to, how you have lived your life before, and how you started living your life in Sridham Mayapur? What are the changes you have made?
Sure. So I grew up in the United Kingdom for the first 12 years of my life. I attended regular school, but I always had the manna very close to my heart. My parents brought me and my brother up as devotees. They made Krishna Consciousness a really enlivening, fun experience for both of us. So when we decided to move to Mayapur, it was a very big change, I would say. Coming from the UK to a village in West Bengal was, two different worlds.
Did you face any difficulties in living?
I definitely did. The first few years were difficult, adjusting to the weather, to the atmosphere, making new friends, because I was quite settled in the UK. But after a few years, it's the best. Living in Mayapur is it's uncomparable. It's the best thing in the world, and I'm so happy that my parents made that decision for us to move here.
What about the education in here?
So
what is the difference between there and here? Because the first 12 means you're just growing up.
Yeah. So I attended the Sri Mayapur International School. So when I joined, I was in year 8. I completed all my board exams there. I graduated around 5 years ago now, 6 years ago. It was a really nice experience, and it was so different to being in the UK where I had no devotee friends. As in going to school, I was seemingly different to everybody else, but over here it was so nice, like waking up, going to Darshanarti with your classmates, going to Shastra class, doing Bhakti Shastri in school, and just having a regular education alongside of that. So it was a really nice experience going to school and being educated in Mayapur. And then a few years ago, like you said, I did online university from the UK. So I just graduated 2 years ago with my bachelor's in English.
Wow, wonderful. That's very nice. Do you think that having a spiritual podcast is going to inspire the listeners, and especially those who are your viewers? Do you think is it really important?
Definitely. I think podcasts are the new thing of this modern age. I personally listen to podcasts. I find them so educational, something that's entertaining, but also you get knowledge from it. And I think especially with the youth amongst today, while you're doing something or you're busy, just putting on a podcast and listening to it is so inspirational, especially from those that, I personally look up to other people, and listening to them and what they've been through in their journey is an inspiration for me personally. So having something that's dedicated like specifically for devotees and to hear from devotees themselves it's an amazing idea.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, also I am very curious personally to know about your singing. Like I have personally seen the instrument that you play, Veena, which we call, I don't know what's the English word for that, but it's a very special, for me, it's a unique instrument. I don't know the name in English, but I just know in Hindi it's called Veena. And we see that in the goddess of Saraswati.
Yes.
Yeah. So we see her only with that special instrument. So how did you get the inspiration of that instrument? Like, was it easy for you to catch up because you come from a different background? Like you came from UK and then you came to India. How did you start learning this? Who was your teacher behind it?
Yeah, so surprisingly, I actually started playing Veena in the UK. I began playing when I was 4. My mom was a big reason behind that. She really wanted me to play some kind of classical instrument. I'm South Indian, so that was a way to connect with my roots. I had an amazing teacher in the UK who's a family friend.
So you started this from UK, not from here?
Not from India. I started in the UK and I played throughout my childhood. I did performances. And recently, since moving to Mayapur, it's been nice because I've been able to contribute contribute to the kirtans with the Veena, which is a nice change for me. So yeah,
Do you have any separate classes you teaching Veena to the others?
I don't teach Veena. I don't feel I'm qualified to do that, but I do enjoy playing for stage performances or for kirtans. And I have a YouTube channel too, which I post my Veena videos on YouTube.
Wow, that sounds really inspiring, because when we come from a different background, we don't have that. But it's good. It's very nice to listen that your mom is an inspiration and she has, to keep you connected with the roots. It's very difficult to keep nowadays people connected with the roots. Really very difficult. So what made you inspired also to write the books? Because we know that you have been writing different books now up till now. So I just want to know, because this is now two different things, a kirtan and being an author. So it's two different sides. So I also want to know that how you got that inspiration of writing books.
I mean, so like you said, I think there's two main things in my life. One is music and one is my publication.
Wow.
So contributing to kirtan through Veena and singing is something I really enjoy. I love traveling and going to kirtan melas and trying to be of service there. I started Mandakini Publications in 2021. So I was 19. I was quite new to everything. To be honest, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I really wanted to write. Okay. And it was during lockdown. So I began writing, and one thing led to another. And somehow, after a few months of writing, we had a manuscript. And the first book that I printed was Nimai's Adventures. Mm-hmm. So my goal was to have a book solely dedicated to the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Adi Leela. So all his childhood pastimes that I researched and compiled.
This began during the lockdown.
Yes, that did.
Was it because you were boring, you were doing nothing? That's why?
To be honest, I think it gave me some time to sit down and think of what I want to do. And I was actually in the process of finishing my bachelor's degree. So I was learning new things, learning new skills, and I wanted to apply it somehow. And this was, it was a side little project that I decided to do. I never knew what it would end up to. Should I maybe show the book? Sure. So this is Nimai's Adventures. This is part 1. So it's full of, everything is based on Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrit, lectures by senior devotees, by Srila Prabhupada. And we've compiled this book, which has got over, I don't know if the camera can see, but over 20 to 25 different pastimes of Mahaprabhu's childhood pastimes. So there's many different books that I've seen. I personally haven't read. I mean, growing up, I didn't read anything so much on Mahaprabhu. Oh. So my goal was to have something that kids could learn, because, I mean, growing up in Mayapur, I wanted to share that experience with others.
So when you got the first book released, Nimai's Adventure, how many of them have read, or how many have purchased? Do you have an idea?
So when we first released, like I said, I had no idea what would happen. We went to the printers and I printed a few thousand books. And in my head, I wasn't sure if they would sell. But somehow, by Krishna's mercy, we've sold nearly 10,000 copies of both books. Wow. We're distributing to over 25 different countries, gurukuls, schools, temples, shops. Across the world.
Is it working in school? I mean, they're using it.
Yeah. So even in the Sri Mayapur International School, I believe they use it for the English curriculum. So the goal behind the publication for me was to incorporate spiritual education as well as academic education to create books and literature for kids that they not only derive normal English skills from and creative writing skills, but also a touch of spirituality. Because often I found growing up, I loved to read, and there was a balance. I loved to read about, the small Krishna books that you get, but that didn't really fuel my love for reading. Yeah, it wasn't really something I could dive into and learn from, in the sense of learn new words, vocabulary. So my goal behind this was to combine the two, so kids can use this in school, they can use it in the curriculum, teachers can use it.
What are the age groups that are studying this book?
So right now, I would say around ages 7 to 12, but honestly, we've had kids just look at the pictures when they're small, and also some new devotees who don't know about Mahaprabhu and don't want to dive into CC, they've been using it too. And then after that, we've released the box set Panchatattva, 5 Years of the Golden Age.
So what is about this book, speciality about this book? Panchatattva, we can understand the 5.
Yeah.
I think it's a pack of books, Shreya.
It's a pack of 5 books. So there's 5 books, each dedicated to one personality in the Panchatattva. So this book is not really a story book. It's a fact file about all of the Panchatattva's life. So where they're from, what they like, pastimes about them, activities. It's a way to connect kids with the Panchatattva, because, like I said, there's not much on Mahaprabhu for kids. And the Panchatattva, I don't think there's anything. So I wanted to do something that could help them develop a connection with the Panchatattva.
So you have something, is it only for the age group of 7 to 12?
I wouldn't say so.
Or is it like even the younger ones can use it for coloring or something?
Yeah,
you have some activities them to, dive into it because as you told that you have so many things.
There's stickers, there's a pack of stickers in it, there's questions, activities. So, and I tried to make it as illustrated as possible so kids can connect with it.
Who makes this layout?
The layout, so we work only with devotees, which is really nice. But so I oversee the process. We have a designer who helps do the layout. We have some artists in Europe. And everything is really, there's a lot of thought gone behind everything.
Yeah, I see. It's a lot of hard work, creating a book. I mean, writing a book is one thing, and then making design for it, layouts, doing different things, publishing. Oh my God.
But it's been really nice. It's been a really nice learning process for me to learn so many different things.
Can you name some background people behind?
Yeah, so we have a lovely artist called Hema in Europe. I work with her a lot. We have Sri Hari Prabhu in Mayapur. We have there's quite a few different people that work behind it. But
how much support do you get from your family members?
Oh, a lot. So my parents, firstly, are the backing behind everything. When I first started, we had no money to print, to be honest. Being 19, I didn't have a few lakhs in my bank account. So they really took a big leap of faith. I'm really grateful for them because without them, without the first print of Nimai's Adventures, we would be nowhere.
I think because of Nimai's blessing today, you're in this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Nimai for real. And also my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Subhag Swami, this was his instructions to me to keep writing. A huge source of inspiration and encouragement. I'm really grateful to have his presence in my life. So yeah, my family and also my husband, he is basically involved in everything. He's my manager at this point.
What about your siblings, brother or sister?
Yeah, I have a brother. He definitely, they're both he's an inspiration. He's, amazing devotee, and he always calls to make sure that what we're releasing, who we're sending to. It's been a real journey. Everybody's involved. I'm mainly my family. I'm really grateful to my family because without them, I'm young, so I don't know what I'm doing a lot of the time. So, and also we don't really have many employed workers right now. It's mainly me. So
you have some publishers, or do you have some people who are promoting your books?
So I'm the publisher. So yeah, so it's the goal is to actually develop this publication throughout and through on to get more devotee authors on board to be able to help them with their publication process because we've gained some experience now. So my vision is in the future to be able to gain a lot of artists, a variety of artists, authors, and help them distribute books to kids through our publication, and we can help them and oversee the process for them. That's the goal.
See yourself in the future, you're creating some drawing books or something for the underaged?
Yeah.
This is that you created is just for the age of the students, those who can start learning. And,
yes.
What about, you have any planning for the small?
Yeah, our next book actually is just for kids. It's for toddlers. It's called Krishna's Magical ABC. So it's ABC book full of pictures, all about Krishna's different incarnations. Every letter has got a personality. It's beautifully designed and illustrated. I'm really excited to launch it very, very soon.
It's completed?
It's completed. It's going to the printers. It's almost done. We're going to the printers and it will soon be in hand, and I'm really excited because we've had a lot of requests from parents to younger kids who don't have anything and want something for their children too. So this will be something that they can use.
So you can say something briefly about it. What does it have?
Yeah, so
ABCD.
It's A to Z, so it's got all the letters of the alphabet. Each, so there's A for Agasura, B for Bhima.
Wow.
There's every letter has a personality and a really nice illustration, and there's also some other objects that the kids can interact with, as devotional as possible. But again, like I said, our mission behind the publication is to incorporate academic education and spiritual education. So that's what we're trying to do with the new book.
So how would you like to see yourself in the next few years? For the long term.
Yeah.
How would you like to see yourself as, just releasing books, or just being an author, or just being a singer and, giving your time and, effort in the temple? I think I heard that you also have you're doing some services in the temple also.
Yeah,
different things.
Yeah, sometimes I get very overwhelmed with the publication. So it's really nice to be able to have some service in the temple for Radha Madhava and Panchatattva that I can go back to. So me and alongside a group of girls, we're doing different festivals, hosting different things for the deities, making dresses. So it's a nice side thing to be able to do as well and offer some service to Shri Shri Panchatattva.
And what are the countries that you like to visit, and what what inspires you?
Yeah.
What you would like to give a message to our listeners?
Yes, I love traveling. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm only in Mayapur for 4 or 5 months a year. I'm constantly on the move. But I love it because I get to go and do kirtan in different places. I get to do book programs. I just recently came back from Bali and Singapore, and we did to many, many children and many devotees, new devotees. We were doing different programs with them and talking to them about the publication and our mission.
So you get permission in the outside, means when you go to the different country, you get permission to distribute books over there, especially your books.
Yeah, so we also have like a lot of temples that we've previously distributed to. So for them, they organize the kids to come together. Last year we did a big program in Australia. So we went to 4 different places in Australia, and the response was great. We had hundreds of kids come in who had read the book, so it was really nice for them to get to meet me and me to get to read my readers. So it was like an exchange.
So you just saw the first time,
Yeah, it was really nice. They were really excited, and we went through different activities and pastimes, and then we did some kirtan together. So my passion is traveling and being able to get to share this with so many. I especially love doing programs for new devotees because I see them in the sense like their journey to Krishna consciousness is quite new, just like with children. So it's nice for me to be able to connect with them specifically, teach them about Krishna, Mahaprabhu. So I love doing this, and I hope to keep doing this in the next few years.
I'm just, by speaking to you for a long time now, I'm just very, very curious to know one more thing that since you just got married and I think you don't have any kids.
No, I don't.
But this inspiration for writing the book and you want to do it especially for the kids, what is the speciality? Like, I really want to catch up this.
Yeah, I think growing up the movement really helped me. Like, it made me want to write for kids because there's so many things for adults already out there. And there is for kids too, but I growing up, like I said, I wanted something specific that I didn't receive fully. I wanted books that I could actually be fully satisfied with, that I didn't need to read like Harry Potter or something else to be, nothing, not that that's bad, but I wanted a devotional book that I could fully engross myself in without wanting something more. And that's the goal that we're trying to do here. And also I think many parents out there, at least that I know, they always are on the look for something to teach their kids with. So I think children, they need all that they can get. We need to support them in growing up as devotees because we need to nurture them. So I think it's our responsibility as the next generation to be able to do this for the new generation. So that's why I think kids in particular.
Wonderful. And also, Mataji, I want to know this, that do you have this specific country which country is reading your books?
Yeah.
Do you have any specific country? Is it India or is it some other place? I don't think.
Right now, I would say mainly in bulk, we're distributing mainly to America, Canada, Europe, the UK specifically. And our Indian.
What are the responses from the parents?
It's been really nice, very overwhelming. Honestly, like I said, I did not expect anything. Even when I printed Nimai's Adventures before releasing it to the public, I was so nervous because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know if they would like it. What if something was wrong? But parents have just been super nice, so nice. Temples also. The orders are overwhelming. Like I genuinely did not expect any of this, but it's all by Guru and Krishna's mercy, honestly, because I don't know what I'm doing half the time. So it's really,
half the time.
Honestly, it's such a learning process, the whole thing. So it's been really nice. And parents is seeing pictures coming in of kids reading the book. It's so satisfying to know that you're helping someone else's spiritual journey. So yeah, it's amazing.
So I also want to know this, that when you came to Sridham Mayapur, you stayed for some of years, then you got married. Mm-hmm. After getting after getting into Grihastha life, how could you manage your day-to-day activities? Because being a woman, we have so many responsibilities. Oh my God. So cooking, cleaning, this, that, and then writing book, publishing it. How do you see your daily activities from day-to-day life? Don't you get scoldings?
So
Sorry.
my husband, Binoy Sri Garanga, he's amazing. He really, he's fully supportive. He's fine with me working on the books for many hours at a time. Obviously, we have a balance, but he's behind every meeting. He's always present. He goes with me to the printers. He oversees a lot more of the book, like the practical structure of the book, like the printing and dealing with a lot of, we have to deal with.
You mean to say basically he's dealing with the books?
Yeah. So, we work on it together, but without him, I would not be able to do a lot of the things.
About the family life, like how you
Yeah. So we find a balance. He's like, in the sense like he knows that this is something I really want to do, and he's fully supportive. So we find a way to make it work. And obviously there are days, especially before a book launch like now, where I work for like almost sometimes like 9 hours a day. Like it's continuously, because it's so much work to release a book. But then there are other times where there's not so many things to do. So we have a balance, and he understands that, and he's really nice about it.
Wow,
so,
that's nice. A best friend, a good,
yeah,
that's wonderful. Very nice, very nice. Do you have something final to leave for our listeners about your books, or you can say some up releases that you're having?
Yeah.
What is it? Nimai's
Adventures Part 2. So this has been something that's been heavily requested, and I'm very late to release it because this is so many actually children.
To be honest, like I personally see you have released 5 books in one package. Even releasing like even the senior devotees, when they are releasing a book, that takes them 2 to 3 years, but you have made 5, and that also, this is a wonderful book.
Thank you.
Recently, before you coming to the studio, when I was seeing to your website, because we just planned it within a day, I was just looking to your publications. I was reading to the biography or what it is, and I found out that some kids were taking the book, each one. They're like, this is Lord Chaitanya, this is Lord Advaita. They're just connecting with the books, and this is a good thing. Like when the kids just see the picture, because kids are very used to cartoonic picture, and you have made it really wonderful for them to see. They just point out, this is Chaitanya, this is Nityananda. That's wonderful. That's nice. And it took really, I can see the hard work, the effort. Yeah. And I think it's because you're really you're very inspiring.
Thank you so
in
much.
This very young age. So you can, we would like to finish this up by, telling something about your new launch book to the viewers that can, help them.
Yeah.
As well as the books that you have from previously that can help them to, read by the young kids. And we would also like that our, listeners from here get help so that they can, give it to their friends, or they can, recommend their friends or their relatives or someone who can read these books and really be benefited, because this is really amazing. Even non-devotees, those who didn't come to the movement yet, if they read this, they will also get some change. Of course, so yes, Mataji.
Yes, so we have Nimai's Adventures Part 2, which is something that has been requested for the last almost a year and a half by children who, it's like they've read one part and they want to know what happens next. So the thing about Nimai's Adventures, it's not just about Mahaprabhu, it's about a mouse called Mali the mouse. And he's a traveler, and he's traveling through Navadvip, and he meets all these Damvasi animals, and they tell him different pastimes of Nimai. So
what was it? Mali
the mouse. So
Mali.
it's a little mouse. I can pull up.
Is it there in the story?
Yeah, he's right there. This is
right
Mali
there.
the mouse.
Wow.
So he's traveling through Navadvip, and he meets animals like Mali the monkey and Champa the cow, and they each tell him one pastime of Nimai. And
this is that you made it, right? Or is it there in the story?
It's in the story. It's something. It's added to, so all the pastimes are from Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is just a way for us to tell the stories in a fun way. So I'm just trying to...
I was inspired to read this.
So we have like Dauji the dolphin. So we meet lots of different animals. So basically, after the end of this journey, Mali becomes a devotee through listening to these pastimes. So part 2 is Mali's further journey onto the Madhya Leela, where he hears all of Mahaprabhu's older pastimes. So kids have been really curious to know what happens.
What happened next?
I've received a lot of messages and calls. So we're releasing part 2. We're hoping to actually launch in His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj's Kartik Yatra in Mayapur. So that's where we also released our Panchatattva book. There's so many devotees from different parts of the world who will come to Mayapur and who hopefully can get themselves a copy. And the alphabet book, like I mentioned, is releasing next week, hopefully. That will be something new for us. We've never done books for toddlers or for smaller children. So
do you have any stall in our, campus?
Yeah, so all the Mayapur Sankirtan shops, Namahata, Mayapur Sankirtan, they all have our books with them, and also for bulk orders.
Specifically for the events, do you have any stalls set up during that time?
Oh, yes. We attend the ILS, so we have a booth there. We'll have a booth at Radhanath Maharaj's Yatra store. We try to be as accessible as possible, especially when devotees are coming in. During Gaur Purnima, we have a booth. And for bulk orders, they can personally contact. So we have an Instagram page, Mandakini Publications. Also, my personal page, Mandakini Dasi, is full of things about the backstory behind the books and what I do on a day-to-day. And I have a YouTube channel too called Veena which is mostly dedicated to my music, something I'm also very passionate about, devotional music videos. So devotees can always get updates through these
I
platforms.
can't actually, at the end, I cannot tell that you're basically, because I see you're a singer also and an author also, like you're trying to balance both of them, right? I cannot tell that this is more important than this. Like, it's a wonderful thing, Mataji. I'm really, really inspired.
Thank you
so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So Radio Mayapur is really very, very happy to have Her Grace Mandakini Devi Dasi in our studio with her wonderful books for the kids to listen. Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada.
You're listening to Radio Mayapur with the best devotional, meditation, kirtan music, and inspirational podcast. This is Radio Mayapur.